Imagine lying in bed, but your eyes refuse to close. You feel your body longing for rest, muscles heavy, your mind overflowing with signals, yet your brain cannot stop the stream of thoughts. This state becomes the new normal when sleep vanishes. Humanity struggled to comprehend the magnitude of the problem for a long time, relying on familiar recovery methods, short breaks, coffee, energy drinks, and relaxation techniques. None of these work anymore. The body signals overload, and each new day becomes a test of survival. In laboratories, scientists work on artificial methods to replace sleep. Capsules for temporary coma recreate conditions as close as possible to deep sleep, maintaining the body's vital functions and slowing neural activity. Neurostimulation devices target the brain, generating slow delta waves characteristic of deep sleep phases. Every connection is precisely calibrated. Too strong an impulse can trigger seizures, too weak, no effect at all. Researchers track even the smallest deviations, for the line between restoration and irreversible damage is razor thin. Pharmacological developments progress alongside. Substances are synthesized that activate cellular repair, help neurons eliminate metabolic waste, and restore DNA. Imagine them as tiny robots entering each cell and cleaning it from within when natural systems fail. Side effects remain unpredictable, but every new formula undergoes rapid testing. The stakes are human life itself. At the same time, psychoneurological methods advance. Sensory deprivation-guided trances and controlled meditation create artificial mental calm, reducing brain activity by even a few %. This is an attempt to give the psyche a brief respite, even while the body remains awake. The world around this new reality is transforming. Cities, transportation, and industry all adapt to a continuous stream of activity. Every system integrates with medical technologies to sustain the human body at the edge of its capabilities. Sleep is gone, but technology grows in its place. Capsules, stimulation, pharmaceuticals, control algorithms. They become the foundation of humanity's survival. Your body, your brain, every organ, all are now part of a global network where every second is monitored and adjusted to prevent catastrophe. You feel the tension of this new era. Every glance, every movement, every breath is tracked, analyzed, corrected. This is no science fiction future. This is the reality in which humanity struggles to endure when the most natural process, sleep, has disappeared from life forever. Imagine walking through a city where the familiar rhythm of life has disappeared. Day and night no longer differ. Lights remain on, and the noise of vehicles and machinery is constant. People move in a continuous flow, and the city itself becomes a mechanism where every street, traffic light, and sidewalk is subordinated to maintaining human activity. Shifts are no longer divided into morning and evening. Work schedules are adapted to biological indicators: heart rate, blood oxygen levels, muscle activity. Any deviation is recorded and adjusted automatically. Industrial complexes operate as a single organism. Robotic production lines are connected to sensors that monitor operators' conditions and redistribute workloads in real time. Screens display every second of activity. Equipment or human overload is immediately compensated. Production cycles and logistics are synchronized to prevent downtime, while transportation networks run continuously, enabling people and goods to move without interruption. Energy systems have adapted to constant activity. Power plants operate at maximum capacity, redistributing loads between generators and connecting backup lines. Any irregularities are recorded by emergency control systems, and reserve capacities are automatically activated to sustain continuous operations for industry, transportation, and medical facilities. Medical technologies are integrated into urban infrastructure. Neurostimulation devices and artificial rest capsules are connected to a centralized monitoring system. Every individual undergoing treatment is logged in a database where workload adjustments for labor and transportation are automatically calculated. The system continuously analyzes millions of metrics simultaneously, minimizing the risk of human overload. The structure of urban spaces has changed. Buildings are designed for around-the-clock activity. Residential and office areas function without distinction between day and night. Automated systems for ventilation, lighting, and energy supply monitor conditions and adjust parameters to maintain a stable environment. Even the slightest variations in temperature, pressure, or load are detected and corrected. Economic processes have become continuous. Production, distribution, and consumption of resources occur without interruption. Warehouses are replenished automatically, and transportation hubs ensure continuous movement of goods. Algorithms regulate human activity intensity according to physiological indicators. Any deviation is immediately addressed, and workloads are redistributed to maintain the continuity of all processes. You witness a world where conventional cycles have vanished. Day and night, work and rest, activity and pause have merged into a single flow. The city, infrastructure, industry, and healthcare operate as one organism dedicated to sustaining human viability. Every individual and system is integrated into a network of monitoring and correction where every second counts. Imagine the human body now fully integrated into technological systems. When sleep disappeared, maintaining viability became impossible without constant monitoring. Each individual is connected to a centralized system, tracking heart rate, oxygen levels, muscle activity, body temperature, nervous system indicators, and metabolic processes. All data is continuously transmitted to analytical centers, where algorithms assess the state of millions of people simultaneously. Any deviation is immediately detected and automatically corrected. Each person is assigned a digital activity index. If the workload exceeds the safe threshold, supportive measures are activated. Neural stimulation, blood pressure adjustment, infusion of metabolic stabilizing solutions. These interventions prevent nervous system overload and critical failures of internal organs. Algorithms redistribute workload across cities, transport networks, and industrial hubs, ensuring the continuity of all processes. On monitors, each individual's metrics, heart rate fluctuations, breathing patterns, and muscle activity are instantly displayed and subject to automatic adjustment. Mandatory control implants have been implemented. Brain electrical activity is recorded and transmitted to analytical centers, where the risk of overload is calculated. If indicators exceed safe limits, the system automatically initiates stabilization procedures. Every neural stimulation pulse is personalized. Its intensity, duration, and frequency are determined according to the individual's current state. Systems react instantly to critical changes, preventing organ damage and fatal outcomes. Automation extends to all spheres of life. Algorithms redistribute workload between humans and machines, regulate transport flows and production lines in real time. Optimal intervals for neural stimulation are calculated for each person, and procedure duration and repetition are adjusted accordingly. Everything operates under continuous supervision. Any deviation is corrected immediately. The digital system has become the sole mechanism for preserving viability, maintaining balance between human resources and infrastructure. The organism functions on the edge of its limits. The nervous system is stabilized through neural stimulation. Metabolic processes are compensated with infusions, and organs operate at minimal load. Any critical events are detected instantly. Work pace is reduced. Additional supportive devices are engaged, and breathing and heart rate are adjusted. All measures occur automatically, without human intervention, creating conditions for survival in a world where natural sleep is impossible. You witness a new reality. Human life is entirely subordinated to digital control. Every function from heartbeats to physical activity is monitored and regulated by algorithms. The body no longer restores itself naturally, but is sustained by a technological framework. Traditional biological rhythms have vanished, and continuous stimulation and oversight have become essential for existence. The world has adapted to life without sleep, turning humans into living components of a unified system. You see a world reshaping itself around a new rhythm of life. Sleep has vanished, and familiar patterns of work and rest no longer function. Production lines, transportation networks, and logistical hubs operate continuously. Cities have lost the distinction between day and night. Lights remain on. The noise of machines never ceases. The urban space has transformed into an uninterrupted flow of activity, and infrastructure adapts to sustain human viability. Industrial zones have become centers of relentless activity. Robotic lines are connected to sensors that monitor the physical state of workers. Algorithms redistribute workloads. automatically adjusting work pace according to physiological indicators: heart rate, muscle activity, oxygen levels. If critical thresholds are exceeded, slowdown mechanisms activate to preserve health and prevent a total production halt. Transportation infrastructure has adjusted to round-the-clock movement. Subways, railways, highways, and airports operate without interruption. Traffic management systems synchronize flows to prevent accidents and congestion. New routing algorithms account for the continuous movement of people and goods. Economic activity maintains stability despite the collapse of natural biological rhythms. The energy network operates at maximum capacity. Power plants redistribute loads among generators, and backup lines compensate for consumption peaks. Industrial facilities receive continuous power, and emergency services monitor systems constantly. Any deviation is automatically detected, triggering reserve capacities. Everything aims to maintain unbroken operational continuity. Medical centers integrate with industrial and transport systems. Neurostimulation devices and artificial rest capsules are connected to centralized monitoring. Every individual undergoes corrective procedures that stabilize heart function, respiration, and the nervous system. Measurements are recorded in a centralized database and used to redistribute workload in factories and transit hubs. Millions of people are monitored simultaneously, ensuring civilization continues without pause. City structures have also changed. Districts are redesigned for constant human and vehicular movement. Roads are widened, new transport corridors created. Warehouses and logistics centers operate without breaks. Lighting and ventilation systems run continuously. Architecture adapts to permanent occupancy. Buildings no longer experience a nighttime rest phase. The economy becomes a continuous process. Production, distribution, and consumption are synchronized with transport hubs. Warehouses are replenished non-stop. Control systems adjust capacities according to the physiological states of workers. Any deviation is automatically corrected, redistributing load and maintaining uninterrupted operations. The human body faces constant strain. Even with technological support, fatigue accumulates and the nervous system deteriorates. Supporting solutions and stimulants maintain vital indicators within safe limits. Centralized systems track each individual, preventing critical failures. This creates a new order of existence, where ordinary life is replaced by a continuous stream of actions and procedures, sustaining the body in a world where sleep no longer exists. You see how technology becomes the key element of human survival. With sleep gone, science focused on devices capable of partially compensating for lost restorative functions. In laboratories, deep neurostimulation devices are developed, acting directly on the brain and imitating processes that previously occurred during sleep. Sensors monitor cortical activity. Electrodes deliver impulses according to strict algorithms, and control systems track all physiological indicators. These technologies aim to support the nervous system, prevent overload, and maintain cognitive function. The principle is simple but effective. Devices create rhythmic stimulation of neurons, producing slow-wave activity analogous to sleep phases. Monitors show stabilized brain activity, regularized breathing, and safe heart rate ranges. This state, called artificial rest, has become an essential part of sustaining therapy. It allows the body to briefly restore internal balance. The scale of implementation is impressive. Neurostimulation devices are connected to centralized monitoring systems. Each individual is recorded in a database, where parameters of stimulation are automatically calculated. The system adjusts intensity and frequency according to the person's current indicators. Millions of people are monitored simultaneously, with algorithms constantly adjusting procedures in real time. The effects are tangible. The body receives a short recovery. Cells activate restorative processes. Neural pathways stabilize, and organs work with reduced strain. Temperature, glucose levels, and respiratory metrics come into balance. The effect is temporary. Once the device is turned off, the body returns to overload. Yet these sessions minimize critical failures and the risk of lethal outcomes. Technological development continues. Devices of various intensities exist. Some target the cortical structures, others affect deeper regions that regulate internal rhythms. Systems automatically select stimulation programs and evaluate session effectiveness. Laboratories record stabilization of metabolic processes, slow tissue degradation, and improve cardiovascular function. Even partial imitation of sleep sustains human viability at the edge of capacity. These devices integrate with other systems. Monitoring influences redistribution of workloads in industry, transportation, and energy systems. Artificial rest becomes the only way to maintain stability in a world without sleep. Humanity adapts to a new reality, where technology becomes an extension of the body, and life depends entirely on external algorithms maintaining existence. You walk through the city and notice people around you. One person stands by a wall, closely examining its texture. His gaze is fixed, movements almost non-existent. He seems to converse with the surface, asking questions and waiting for answers. Nearby, a woman on a bench jerks her head sharply, as if shooing an invisible insect, whispering rapidly and monotonously while fidgeting with her clothing. These gestures mark a new urban landscape where the human psyche responds to constant pressure. You enter a store. In the queue, a shopper abruptly falls silent mid-sentence. His eyes become glassy. He does not respond, does not move. This is catatonic stupor, a psychological defense reaction to an unrelenting flood of information. In public transport, people speak in fragmented phrases devoid of logic. One details a conspiracy against themselves. Another describes events that never occurred. This is not lying but confabulation. A brain deprived of REM sleep loses the ability to distinguish reality from imagination. Posters and advertisements promise psychic relief or perception correction. These commercial projects exploit human desperation, claiming to compensate for the lack of sleep. They have no medical foundation. A red brick building that once housed an ordinary clinic now reads Emergency Psychiatric Department. The line stretches for blocks. People sway in place, tapping rhythmically on walls, hoping for prescriptions or hospitalization. These manifestations are everywhere. In every yard, someone sits on the ground staring into emptiness. In offices, employees suddenly laugh or cry without reason. These are not personality traits. They are symptoms of a systemic breakdown. Mental disorders have become widespread. A new epidemic not viral, but born from perpetual wakefulness. The sleep-deprived brain malfunctions first subtly, then more intensely. These signs have become part of urban life, and society adapts, often by merely walking past. Each day reveals new expressions. A person frozen with glassy eyes. Others in constant movement but empty inside. Psychiatric clinics are overcrowded. Only a few receive help. The rest remain on the streets, and the boundary between reality and delusion slowly fades. This is the new order. Humans coexist with systemic psychic failures, observing them in others and perhaps noticing them within themselves. You see how cities and infrastructure have completely reorganized to adapt to the new reality. After the disappearance of sleep, the usual rhythms of day and night vanished, and all systems, transport, energy, production, healthcare, have been adapted for continuous operation. Streets are constantly illuminated and transportation flows never stop. Light and noise have become constant factors, forming an uninterrupted stream of activity where every system is dedicated to maintaining the population's viability. Transportation networks operate without pause. Subways, railways, buses, and aviation are managed by automated algorithms regulating speed, traffic density, and critical junctions. Any disruption is instantly detected and corrected, preventing accidents and halts in supply chains. Energy systems work at maximum capacity. Generators automatically switch to backup during overloads. Transmission lines distribute loads across the territory, and emergency systems monitor the slightest deviations. Industrial complexes function continuously. Factories, plants, and warehouses are synchronized with transport flows and supply chains. Algorithms redistribute loads between sections, preventing overheating and breakdowns. Even if individual nodes fail, the system can autonomously restore operational rhythm. Everything is subordinated to maintaining the uninterrupted cycle of production and resource distribution, ensuring stability in a world without sleep. The structure of cities is transforming. Buildings are designed for constant activity. Residential, commercial, and public zones operate without distinction between day and night. Automated systems control ventilation, lighting, temperature, and equipment loads. Minor fluctuations are recorded and corrected to maintain urban stability and public health. Neurostimulation medical centers are integrated into infrastructure, with individual health indicators transmitted centrally to redistribute workload and prevent overload. The economic system functions as a single organism. Production, transport, energy networks, and medical centers are synchronized. Algorithms instantly redistribute resources, maintain operational intensity, and prevent critical failures. Any deviation is recorded and corrected automatically. All processes follow the principle of continuous operation, where technology and the human organism function as one. You witness the global picture. Cities, transport flows, industrial facilities, energy networks, and healthcare systems operate as a single organism. Continuous activity has become the norm. Light, movement, equipment operation, and flow management are all subordinated to maintaining the population's viability. The world reorganizes around a new reality where sleep has disappeared and all vital processes continue without interruption, integrated into a single technological network. You see how control over human activity has reached a new level. After the disappearance of sleep, maintaining the viability of the human body became impossible without constant monitoring. Centralized systems track every parameter: heart rate, oxygen levels, muscle activity, and body temperature. All data is transmitted to analytical centers where algorithms assess the condition of millions of people simultaneously. Continuous streams of information are displayed on monitors. Each indicator has significance, and any deviation triggers instant correction. Each person is assigned a digital activity score. Based on this, algorithms determine the permissible workload and intensity. If the score exceeds the critical threshold, supporting procedures are activated: neurostimulation, blood pressure correction, or administration of metabolic support solutions. These measures prevent overload of the nervous system and critical failures of internal organs. Systems automatically redistribute workloads across cities, industrial facilities, and transport hubs, ensuring uninterrupted operations. Mandatory control implants monitor brain activity and transmit data to analytical centers. If indicators exceed safe limits, the system automatically initiates stabilization procedures. Short-term deviations are recorded and corrective impulses are applied immediately. This reduces the risk of critical system failures, but does not restore lost sleep. Automation encompasses all processes. Systems redistribute workloads between people and equipment, adjust the speed of transport and production lines based on physiological indicators. Algorithms calculate optimal intervals for neurostimulation, procedure duration, and repetition frequency. Everything follows a principle of continuous control, where any deviation is instantly corrected. Critical events are detected in real time. When the workload exceeds safe limits, the system slows activity, engages additional support devices, and adjusts heart rate and breathing. These actions prevent fatalities and minimize organ damage. Everything operates automatically, without human intervention, creating conditions for survival under complete loss of natural sleep. The global control system spans all infrastructure, from medical centers to transport hubs and industrial facilities. Loads are redistributed instantly. Body support is synchronized with the movement of goods and people, production cycles, and energy systems. Everything becomes a single organism, with digital control maintaining balance and preventing critical failures. The human body functions under constant observation. Metabolic processes are supported with solutions. Organs work at minimal load, and the nervous system is stabilized via neurostimulation. Every deviation is immediately corrected. Autonomous recovery no longer exists. Human life is entirely subordinated to digital control, where stimulation and monitoring are the only conditions for survival. Imagine looking at the planet from above. You won't see a global catastrophe, city ruins, or extinct landscapes. Civilization continues to function, but look closer. Traffic flows on highways are even and continuous. The familiar rush hour rhythms have disappeared. City lights burn with constant intensity, with no nighttime dimming. Everything works. But this work has lost its original purpose. It sustains continuity, not development. Descend to street level. Public spaces have changed character. People move with two expressions: focused determination or complete detachment. Conversations are rare and functional. Laughter is almost unheard of. Spontaneous emotional expressions have vanished. Social interactions have been reduced to the minimum necessary to maintain life support systems. Observe children on specialized playgrounds. Their play lacks imagination. They build structures according to strict schemes or swing monotonously. Formerly chaotic and noisy childhood activity has been replaced by repetitive actions that mimic sleep patterns. The new generation does not know sleep, but instinctively reproduces its biological rhythms in their play. Cultural life has transformed. Cinemas primarily show old films. New works are rare and mostly documentary or educational. Literature has given way to technical manuals and philosophical treatises on wakefulness. Genres requiring emotional engagement, dramas, comedies, thrillers, have disappeared. Art has become a tool for analysis and learning, not emotional communication. The economy has stabilized at a new level. Productivity no longer grows, competition has vanished. Business models focus on maintaining the current state, and scientific research targets sleep replacement without former enthusiasm. Society no longer develops. It exists, solving basic tasks and distributing resources to sustain billions of continuously awake people. Conflicts have practically disappeared. There is no energy for them. Global stagnation has become the norm. Humanity has reached a new equilibrium. It is neither happy nor unhappy. It simply continues to exist in perpetual wakefulness. The main value is mental stability. Civilization has not perished. It has frozen in an unnatural posture, adapted to a world without sleep. This is the world you now inhabit. Look closely. It is the outcome of global adaptation, your present and likely your future.